Welcome to Comic Book Creation Live, number 46. Kev, I
Yes,
think
yes.
on your little, oh yeah, I see you switching. I was going to say on your little screen that I'm going to share at some point. I still see pictures. Um, we're
Yeah,
doing this
yeah, I'm
comic book.
really not sure. I'm just going through.
Okay. We're doing this comic book. It's in the pre-launch phase on Indiegogo, which you can see here. If you would go to this page, Albatross Junction on Indiegogo, the link will be in the description here, and we will just take your email address down and fill you in on Albatross Junction News, which is the comic book that we're working on. We're working on it live with you guys, and any comments or ideas or advice or anything like that, you're more than welcome to just leave it for us. And we read all the comments and we take it into consideration for the future stories. This is Kevin, and I'm Anthony. We're the two working on this book, and we're showing like every step of the
Yes,
way
sir.
from basically day one. If you guys go back, if you want to see the earlier episodes, we split them up between the two channels, that Kevin's channel, Scott Cosme, and my channel, Space Windu. You can check out the even number episodes on Kevin's channel and the odd number episodes on my channel. The links for our channels will also be in the description here. Up here I have the just the Indiegogo pre-launch page. Okay, now I see four streams of yours. I see four. Oh, maybe because he went away on this one. What, did you freeze out of the other one?
Yeah, I made the mistake as I was I turned off the Wi-Fi like a dumbass by mistake.
Yeah, I don't see your iPad feed anymore. Are you going to set that back
Oh,
up?
you don't see it?
No. Let's see here.
Nice. Still there.
Okay. You still coloring? Let's check out what you're working with here. Oh wow, this is a lot farther along than the last episode. This is one of the earlier pages to issue number 1. You got our two main characters here, like walking down the hallway of this like gritty, dirty, old facility in Albatross Junction, and they're looking for clues because there's like an alien kind of growth that they grew, and it is missing. So that's the little hologram that you see on Donovan's wrist is the Dybbuk, which is like a beast basically made from like alien genetic material from another planet. So it's just like got different properties than like any creature from Earth. It's pretty impervious to like lots of stuff like fire and, acid and stuff like that. So they actually should be hoping that they don't find that creature, but they're kind of just nonchalant, like telling a story or talking as they walk down the hallway. But they actually should be hoping they don't find this thing.
Guys, put away your stuff.
Put away your toys.
Up to the music. No music.
I'll get it kicking. I want to hear Albatross song again. This is a song Kevin made for Albatross trailer. Kev, I got a good idea to use when we make a slightly longer trailer that has a little bit of like meat to it, because the current trailer is like a teaser. I got an idea. Like, what I want to do is I'm gonna put it I'm gonna like put it in front of like all my videos, and I'm gonna turn off YouTube ads.
You know, oh, wow.
I got the idea from Adam Post, who has this book
I didn't
called.
know that was possible.
Well, yeah, I mean, why isn't it possible? I mean,
I didn't know it was.
we make a trailer, and I'm gonna like literally lead all my videos with that from
That's
now
dope.
until like October. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Because you know what YouTube is like doing to my I don't know, like my monetization on my other channel is just getting like like hacked and slashed and stuff like that. I don't know why. I don't know. It just like monetarily doesn't even make sense to like have ads on there when they're gonna like. It's like it makes like $6 like every month or whatever. It's like it's stupid. So I would much rather do that, you know, where it's just like let me turn off those ads, those like BS ads that they're choosing, and we'll put an Albatross Junction like trailer just in front of all like the lightsaber videos, you know. Isn't it weird? It's just it's just so crazy. Where was this? I don't know if I saw an article with a funny picture, but like this whole thing where we're gonna, you know, when you go out in a public now, you have to wear a mask. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming like when people go back to work, like we'll wear a mask, you know. And then they have this thing where, you know, like make your own mask, you know, make it at home so you're not like taking up the healthcare workers' masks.
Yeah.
So isn't it just crazy how, what do you call it when, like you had a name for it where it was like some kind of like destiny or something like that, where like when you think of something you really, really want it, it eventually like comes true, you know, or you make it happen.
Oh, you kind of like will it to existence, manifest destiny type deal.
Yeah. So, you know, all through my life, like whether I wanted that to happen or not, it seemed to kind of like happen. You know, it's like that thing like be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird, you know, like I wanted to like make lightsabers. I became like able to make a lightsaber. I've always wanted to draw comics. Like we've done it. We've drawn a comic, you know, and different things. Like I've always wanted to be a
Works from
ninja.
home.
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a ninja. And for the first time ever, they're gonna like forcibly make you go to work as a ninja. Like, and you know, because they say make your own mask. Like make your own masks. Don't use from the healthcare worker. So that means, have you seen these like emails that sometimes come through that like have a stylish looking mask for
Mm-hmm.
you know? So it's like a cloth mask that you can wash, and it looks like maybe it has like an American flag on it, or maybe it has some design on it. And so that means you can kind of just people are gonna have like funny masks on, and they're
Yeah.
yeah, and they're already kind of like ninja masks. So I don't know. That was just like weird that is also happening. It's like
Wow.
anything you can think of, like it'll become reality. Like, oh, you want to be a ninja? Well, how about everybody in the world will just have to dress like a ninja? That'll just be a thing where you become a ninja, and you can look like whatever kind of colorful ninja you want to be.
You know what I don't like? I physically see people get nervous when I'm walking around with a mask and shades on. I see it.
Mm,
Like I see them get like, oh, like, what the fuck is this dude about to blow shit up? And I'm like,
still.
I don't like it. So I take my shades off. I take my shades off. I like open my eyes. I'm fucking waving. It's just like
Oh my god.
it's crazy, man. It's wild. I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up.
You're intent on like not being a threat, I guess. And in trying to do so, you act that you look like you're a threat.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like walking around looking like bank robbers.
Yeah.
Sounds epic.
This is actually a campaign that I wanted to show a couple of the campaigns that I'm backing that I like. So this one here, Super Harem, is one that I thought was kind of interesting, and I liked it. I don't think the book shipped yet, but the first issue is out as far as like a PDF. I don't know if you can actually get this one. Looks like it's finished, but then there's a cover alternative. Let me show you.
It's Wenger, right?
Yeah. So there's a cover alternative that, let's see. Oh, there's actually only 5 hours left on Super Harem special cover by Carl O'Rowe. And this is, I guess it's written by Matt Wenger, I think. And I really like this story. So it's a story of a guy who, whatever like woman he has sex with, he gives them superpowers. He himself doesn't have superpowers. He only like is able to give superpowers when he has sex with somebody. So that's a pretty interesting concept. So I back this one. I don't have the special cover, but I have the like the regular one. I really think that's cool. I actually read the first issue that came out as a PDF. I really liked it. I thought it was funny. Thought it was
He does
good.
it all himself too, right?
Say that again?
He does it all himself.
No, I think he has he's probably writing it, I think, and then he's got an artist that did the art, which I liked. It was kind of like a loose style, but it had a lot of details. It was kind of cool style.
The art was legit.
I'll show you another one that I like too. But if anybody sees this as far as like this live show tonight, you do have time to get that Super Harem alternate cover, which I think it should come out pretty soon. I think there's only been maybe there's been a delay because of this whole situation.
Yo, so are we taking bets that this is going to get flagged as well?
I'm thinking it is going to. Because I got like I can talk about cheeseburgers. I could talk about stuff like that. I don't know what it is that could do it. Let's see. Comic books do it apparently. So here's another reason. I like this other one too. It's called The Futurists, and it comes in this bundle. Comes in this bundle of 3. I think I don't know if you can get this anymore either. I think I got this. Oh, it says it's closed here, but there may be other choices I know, or other options to get this later. I know that they have a deal to sell these in the store. So maybe it's available more than just here, but this is a really cool one. The one that I like is the Futurists. Out of these three books, I like the Futurists the most. That one looks really cool. Yeah, the next one I'm pulling up, I'm not sure if it's available either, because the way this works is on Indiegogo is they're available for like 60 days, and then once that's it, there has to be some kind of alternate thing going on to like redo the campaign, like all as far as alternate cover or something different about it, or you could do another campaign to just if it was successful just to do it again. So this one, I think it's still available. Let me pull this one up. This looks cool to me too. This is Dr. Alpha, Miracle Child. This is by Literature Devil. I think he has an artist that works on it and he writes it. If I'm not mistaken, this one is a 112-page comic. This is the launch of Dr. Alpha. So this looks really cool to me too. There's lots of different options to go for this one. This one is supposed to be done in September. So a month before Albatross, this one will come out. This art style looks cool. It kind of reminds me of one of the old Joker covers from a Batman book maybe 30 years ago. Kev, are you able to see this?
Oh, yeah, looks like the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Nice. I like the name, Doc Alpha. What's this one about,
This one is like, I think it actually follows like someone who's like a bad guy. So here's the description. It says, what would happen if Fight Club's Tyler Durden became an evil scientist? Dr. Alpha has been considered as one of the most dangerous supervillains in the galaxy for decades. So it almost starts to sound like an Ozymandias type of thing from Watchmen to me a little bit.
Like it.
Now his former arch nemesis, the superhero known as Glorious, suggests a team up when another supervillain, the Martian Mastermind, returns from the dead to launch another invasion on Earth. But as everyone knows, when evil geniuses get involved, things are rarely how they appear.
Doc Alpha.
That sounds cool. I believe I'm on this one. This one comes out in when does it come out? September. Oh, I see how you handled the like the light lines to the right of the Dybbuk monster. That's cool. Yeah, it matches the ones on the left. Yeah. Like those little action lines, you put them on the right side as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just went in on this little screen.
That looks good. That little like iWatch or whatever.
Yeah.
I've got an idea to fix my cover concept.
To fix it?
Yeah.
What was wrong with it?
This other one, you remember? I'll show you this other one. Do you remember the one with the Wonder Woman?
Oh yeah.
So I got rid of her.
I would have never thought one. I mean, I'm not sure I would have said Wonder Woman if you didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the outfit certainly turned into that.
All you had to do was color it way different.
But I got this idea where I just like deleted her, and I got this idea of a different pose. It's kind of one of those things where I feel like if I wasn't talking to you online, I probably would have done something different. But since I didn't plan it like off the air, I just did it on the air. It was like not the right pose.
Yeah, I gotta record and edit a video of myself in the studio talking about painting.
Talking about painting?
Yeah, and send it and have it done by Friday.
What is it? Just like a bio? Kind of like your
Just
bio?
like just like there's a spot that has some of my pieces they're trying to sell. So they closed. They're trying to fix the spot on their on video. So I gotta throw that together. I just thought about it now because I'm like, I want to put music in it, but I don't know what music.
Can't you grab like some kind of song that you yourself made like a bunch of years ago that you don't even remember making?
I mean, most of them contain samples.
You were never thinking about copywriting.
Nah, I was never really thinking about it. Was just a hobby, you know what I mean? I was never really thinking about officially using it. I was talking to Mundo last night. I told him to come through.
Oh, nice. I don't know what time it is. Maybe it's too early for him.
My guy. He was madder than I was about getting censored.
Yeah, what was that about?
He was like, "Yo, what the hell, man?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm glad you feel my pain."
I was actually looking for the Sarah Connor quote today. I thought it was Sarah Connor, but maybe it was the father, Kyle Reese. I don't know. I mean, I gotta watch. I watched the whole Terminator 2, kind of like listening for this quote as I work today, and where she says, I think it's her, maybe it's him. I thought she says she's like they don't. I guess it's Kyle Reese. He's like they can't be bargained with. They can't be reasoned with. They don't feel pain.
Oh yeah, that was him.
Okay, I want to grab that off of because I want to use that because it's like the YouTube bots. You know, they can't be bargained with. They can't be reasoned with. They don't feel pain.
Yeah. So I've been seeing posts dating back to 2011 with people complaining about this, and they just don't answer. Like you don't get any answers.
Yeah, it's like everyone thought Google. Well, I guess it's owned by Google. Everyone thought that Google was Skynet, but I think it might be YouTube. I guess it's the same, one and the same.
Google, yeah, still Google. It's crazy, man. Yo, people are freaking out over Atlanta.
What's going on in Atlanta?
Dude is about to open it back up.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I mean,
Everybody's
you know,
like, what?
you won't know what the cost is for like 3 weeks, right?
It's not right, man.
It's so bad. No, but it's like the people in some of these places are demanding it. You know, they don't want to be left at home.
It's crazy. It's looking pretty nice.
At some point, you're gonna have to go out. Oh yeah, looking good. I'm gonna do some experiments to see if I'm right about like the live video versus the standard video, because I'll do a thing just like this where it's just not live.
Yeah, our standard videos never got flagged, though. Our standard videos never been flagged. We have standard videos on here.
Yeah. But I mean ones that are like exactly the same content or whatever. Just the exact same thing, but I'll just
we
do.
just record this on our own and then post it.
Right, that's what I'm like. The next one I'll do, like, cause there'll be one more before next Wednesday, but I'll just do it either with you or by myself. Just, you know what I mean? Just like,
yeah,
recorded and just me drawing and stuff, talking, whatever, and we'll see if that makes it through.
All right.
It's really all the same to us, sort of. I mean, the whole idea was to get people's comments and stuff like that. But if they close off the video and we don't know, and then no one can comment anyway, I mean, it's really no different.
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. Let me finish these little guys off. I like these figures, man. These figures came out cool.
Oh, nice.
So small though. It's tight. Like you gotta get in there tight. You know what I mean? Like look. It works though, because like when you look at these guys, there's really not much there, but it works.
Yeah.
Like when you zoom out, you say you get it. You're like, oh, okay, I get it.
There's going to be a lot of pages of them walking around this facility, so I think they'll get it.
They gonna get it. You gonna get it. They gonna get it. You gonna get it.
Did you ever have cats when you were growing up?
No, I'm allergic to cats.
Oh.
Hate them fucking things.
Oh no.
Yo, let me tell you something. Every what do they call them? Orange cats, yellow cats, you know, like the Heathcliffs of the world. Everybody I've known that had one they always attacked and scratched the shit out of me. And I'm allergic, so the scratches would get welted up, and I'll go through it. It was crazy for no reason, man. There was I remember walking in. There was this dude Angel lived in my block. He had a it was a fat orange cat named Lalu or something crazy like that. And every time I walked in, they would just attack me, man, scratching the hell out for no reason. They're like, "Oh, he doesn't like white sneakers." I'm like, "Get out of here! He doesn't like white sneakers." Like, what are you talking about? I'm like 10 years old, little fat Kev, 10 years old, getting attacked by a cat.
I was about to ask, like, what do you smell like, smoke or something? Be like, no,
I was like 10 years old, no reason. I mean, I didn't have food on me. I didn't have any malintent. I was just like, I was just a little kid.
You're just walking in the chubby house. Kid carrying candy.
Yeah. And as soon as I walked in, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I would forget every time. You know, when you're young, you're dumb as hell. Like, you just don't put the pieces together every time. Every time, man. It was insane. People try to knock me out, man.
What do you take for that? A Benadryl or something like that?
Yeah, I take Benadryl.
Bad?
Yeah, that's about it. Well, back then, anyway. There was only one time, I forgot whose cat it was. It was another orange cat. It like scratched and bit the hell out of me. Like, it just bit me. I was like, yo, I didn't know cats bite. And then I was like, what the hell's going on here?
All I know is if a cat ever went buck wild, I felt like it'd be hard to contain.
Yo, I never even after like getting attacked by these people's cats, I still didn't respect cats. I'm like, get the hell out of here, cat. Like, get out of here. I'll kill a cat. But I was walking Buster, and a cat jumped out of the bush and attacked both of us, like full force, like full on, like it was in battle mode. It was like, I'm gonna kill these two. And there was nothing I could do. I'm screaming at the dog. I was about to leave the dog and just run. I was running. I
Wait,
ran. Like,
the dog was on the lead?
Like, the dog was on the lead? Even Buster can't do nothing because the cat.
A freaking out cat you can't grasp. You can't grab. What are you supposed to do? You can't do anything to it. Kev got frozen up. And then you got frozen up.
Them things joke, man.
The only part I caught was those things are no joke. You said so much, I just couldn't hear. I think you're still talking. Couldn't hear any of it. So sorry.
That sucks.
Yeah, I think you told the whole story. We couldn't hear nothing. At least I couldn't hear anything. Oh, he's gone now. This is one weird thing. Oh, here's Kevin. Yeah, maybe you could tell that story again because
I might stop.
I couldn't hear what you were saying.
And just record, man, because this is annoying as hell. There's nothing I can do about my Wi-Fi. That's all I got. I even got the extender. I put the extender in.
Oh, you put the extender. Well, like sometimes it's absolutely fine, and sometimes it's a problem.
It's terrible, man. It's just horrible. It sucks.
There's this weird, like, you know, trail I've been following about felines and this whole...
You have a story about cats up? What's happening here?
Yeah, because like this is why I asked you about cats, because like there's this weird thing that, like, Kev, you know, I've been following this thing before before it became lockdown or whatever, and I was like reading all these like China articles, and one of the articles was that one of the first people to contract this, it was like a student, like a 29-year-old student. I think I talked about this before. There was like a 29-year-old student in Wuhan or whatever. They were even eating at that location, at that wet market. And they believe that they were like literally eating there every day because it was cheap to eat there, and they were a student from the UK studying there, and so they were a foreigner there, and they were just eating like these like couple like few dollar meals that you could get at the wet market, and living in this like a little hostel room, like a little room, and there was a cat, a little kitten that would chill out near the around the hostel around in the apartment and get food and different stuff like that and be fed. And so the cat became this kid's friend, and he caught the virus. The kid caught the virus. Mundo's in the house. What's going on, buddy? Glad to have you here.
No. What?
Almost thought Kevin was frozen again.
I was.
So this cat ended up getting sick along with the person. And the person noticed that the cat was ill. And what was going on was the cat had all these like same symptoms as like a person would. And as the kid starts getting better and then getting worse and then getting better and then getting worse because it took a long time for him to recover, the young kitten passed away. So it was kind of unusual that a young cat, I guess. It just seemed unusual to me. I thought. Then you got that news about the tiger in the Bronx Zoo.
I don't know, but nothing about it.
I don't know if you know about that. So there was a tiger.
Cats are getting this crap.
Yeah, so like this was like a clue I picked up about like February when I was reading this article about this person in at the epicenter basically that was dealing with or that they just mentioned it in the article. It was in passing. It was a very long article. The cat thing was only like one sentence. Nobody would have picked it up, but I was like, wait, what? The cat got it? I mean, nobody was asking questions, but I was like, wait, what? The cat? And then Bronx Zoo it says here, some tigers testing positive at the Bronx Zoo. Add a small number of confirmed cases of this in animals worldwide. U.S. authorities, including the nation's top disease expert, Tony Fauci, says that while it appears some animals can get this, there's no indication that the pets are transmitting it to human beings. But I mean, that's weird. I mean, even in the next sentence, they say now, obviously, is that impossible? I mean, biologically, no, anything is possible, Fauci said. But there's no evidence whatsoever that we've seen from an epidemiological standpoint that pets can be whatever transmitters in the household. But isn't that weird that the cats, at least the cats, it seems like felines. I don't know about dogs, and I don't know what prompts people to get their cats tested.
Don't cats get like their own version of AIDS too?
Yeah, that's true.
That is bad, bro.
So like the one weird thing, bro. Yeah, like I thought it was weird too that like, oh, are they testing these animals when the people maybe need a test? But down at the bottom here of the article, it says the CDC recommends people prevent their pets from interacting with people or animals outside their homes by keeping cats indoors and dogs out of dog parks, for instance. And but they say here, the animal tests are done at a veterinary labs. Veterinary labs use different chemicals than the human tests, which have been in short supply. So that kind of answered one of my questions when I was looking at that. When I was looking into that, I'm like, wait, like why are they testing these animals? That's weird. But they're saying it's a different way to test them. So it's not like really taking up the chemicals that people need for the tests.
All right.
Yeah, Mundo, they said like early on, like animals couldn't get it. But I'm telling you, like when they said that animals couldn't get it, I had read that article about the cat situation like a month before that. Like they don't get it. No, they don't understand. I don't think. I don't know if they get it. The full picture. Nobody sees like the full picture because it just hasn't occurred. Hasn't occurred yet.
Yo, Mundo, how you feeling today, man? How you feeling today, broski woski?
Yeah, Mundo says they don't tell everyone that they don't tell people everything they need to know. Yeah, they really like to play their cards really close to the chest for whatever reason or another regarding those instructions that they give out. It's weird. Another thing I was like thinking about, Kev, was ordering food. You know how we talked about it before, like about ordering, and you said you do it a lot and you're getting pizza and different stuff like that. I haven't done it yet, so I was like, been thinking about it, and then I came across this article which kind of was looking into one of the things that were running through my head, which is it ethical to be ordering food when you put the people in danger that are, let's say, delivering the food? But this article brings up a good point that, like, it's better to have, like, let's say you have grocery workers that could deliver the food. Like, let's say a certain number of grocery workers can deliver food to, like, many, many people, like, rather than having those many, many people all go to the store individually.
Yeah.
Another good point is, is that, like, you're helping to keep those restaurants and stuff alive, which is like what you were saying. You're like, no, I want the pizza place to be there when this whole thing is over, so you want to keep supporting them. That's one other reason. Because it says choosing not to order could cost them and the struggling restaurants that make the food the much needed income.
Yeah, hell yeah.
At the same time, many of the most popular delivery apps have been accused of exploiting the workers and restaurants they contract with taking the lion's share of income from deliveries. In some cities, delivery slots have become extremely hard to come by. Someone from a low-risk group taking up that slot may mean a person who can't go to... See, this is like one thing that I thought of too, like when I'm making these like Whole Food orders. A couple times I made the Whole Food order. It's just like, well, that's why I wasn't too concerned with not getting a slot for like days and days. I'm like, I really don't really need it.
What's the alternative?
The alternative is just like eat like rice and like less fresh stuff that I have around the house. That's the only, like, if you have that type of stuff, or you go to the store yourself rather than having like delivery people come. But I do think it's better to have like fewer people doing the moving around of all the goods, and at least for right now, the bulk of people like not moving around so freely. If nothing more than like their own way of doing things, like even if there wasn't any advice, hopefully people can still do the right thing. But
yeah,
it's getting harder and harder to like figure it out the longer that it goes, because the longer it goes, the more people get upset. It also says here, tip more than you would in normal times. I would definitely do that if I was ordering. Like when I got the grocery delivery, I like added on money, even though they were already taking like a $10 tip. Just automatically, just like added on some more money. I'm like, these people are doing a lot here, These people are doing a lot. I think you'll find it funny, like this thing that happened to me when I ordered the food. I'm so stupid, Kev. I'm so dumb. I don't know why I didn't sense this. Like none of my senses picked this up. Like sense of feeling or anything. Like listen to what happened. So I'm ordering the food off Whole Foods website. This is like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I'm ordering the food off Whole Foods website, and I kept coming upon problems where they would say, this is out of stock. You can't get this. we don't have any more of that, or you put it in your cart, and then when you're ready to check out, they'll say you don't have that anymore, and then they'll give you a list of alternatives. They'll say like, you wanted the dried cranberries, but would you rather have dried pineapple? We don't have the dried cranberries, or whatever the choice was. They would say we don't have potato chips with sea salt. We have potato chips with olive oil or something. So I was just clicking away, because as you make these choices, you start to lose your slot. So like, let's say you have an opportunity to click ahead to say like, show me a time slot, and then you actually can't click ahead because they say, oh, listen, more items in your cart were not, and you're like, oh my God, I need to just move forward with this order. And so you just clicking away at stuff, you find yourself a little frantic when you're making one of those orders, because they tell you so many things are out of stock that you just end up clicking okay on so many things that you wouldn't normally pick up at the store. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you might normally buy a granola bar that like your kid wants, but they don't have that. So you'll take this other like fruit bar. You're like, well, he never had the fruit bar, but okay, whatever. Yeah. So I just clicked a bunch of stuff. And when I got the order, some things they weren't able to do, and then other things were changed, and all this stuff was kind of new to me because I didn't do the shopping. And so I'm separating this stuff, and I put some stuff in the pantry, and I put other stuff in the freezer or the fridge or whatever. I saw that there was these pineapple chunks. It says pineapple chunks. And I looked at the back at the date when they were good till. It was good till like, I thought it was like dried fruit. It was good for like a year. It said like, January 2021, you could eat this too, till then or whatever. So I was like, okay, it was in like one of those Ziplocs, and I kind of felt the weight of it. I was like, there's a lot of pineapple in here. This is going to be amazing, because you know how sweet, Kev, that those dried pineapple chunks come out to be?
Yeah.
They're so sweet, right? So I put them in the pantry. I was like, this is going to be something I'll break into in the late summer when this thing is like, maybe over, or maybe if it's still going, I'll have this snack, this like sugary fruit snack when maybe we won't be able to get real fruit. So the other day, I couldn't wait. I was like, I was out of anything that was sweet. I didn't have anything that was sweet. I was like, I remember those pineapples. I was like, those pineapples are in the pantry. I keep opening the pantry and seeing them, because I put them, a huge bag of them. They were right there when I opened the pantry. And I kept seeing it, and I kept seeing it. And finally one night, I was just like, I'm going to eat half of that bag of the dried pineapple, So I go in the pantry, I get the bag. But Kev, this thing was heavy. Now, I don't know why it was heavy, and it felt wet. I was like, oh no.
Why do you have this news feed up?
Oh, okay, I'll take it away.
I'd rather you go big with your drawing while you tell the rest of the story.
Oh, okay. So anyway, I'm at the end of the story. So I go in to get the pineapple, and apparently it was frozen pineapple, and I had put it in the in the pantry a month ago, and it was just sopping wet in there. I can't believe, Kev, how did all my senses fail me? Like, I didn't feel the condensation. I didn't see that it was frozen pineapple chunks. What's wrong with me?
Jesus.
I put them in the pantry. I wanted to eat like a dried pineapple. Didn't happen. I had to throw them away.
Dehydrated pineapple chunks?
I thought no, but like I said, I didn't know what I was clicking on, so I thought that dried pineapple chunks came like a huge, like it was like a gallon bag of them. Realized last night that it was not dried pineapple. It was apparently frozen pineapple. I don't know why I didn't sense that temperature. I didn't feel that it was wet. I didn't see any of that stuff.
Yeah, that hurts, man. That hurts. That definitely hurts.
Yeah, Mundos says too much on my mind. Too much on my mind, getting distracted with pineapple, frozen pineapple, dried pineapple.
Yeah, that's understandable, though. Everybody's bugging out.
I'm gonna check next time though, because that was like the one sweet thing I thought I had, and I didn't even have that.
Yeah, I'll start to fast again. It's easy to fast when I'm at work, but
Does a
being
fast
home-
consist of any tea or coffee, or that's nothing?
Well, I'll drink black coffee, but I'll only have black coffee until like 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? Oh, I'll try to have it till like 4 o'clock. But today I like without even realizing I took a corn chip and I started eating them at like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
I actually I kind of woke up all like feeling like ill, like a little ill today or whatever, and I didn't eat anything for a while. Then I had an orange. Then I still didn't feel good. So a couple hours later, I had another orange, and then realized it was like 7 p.m. and all I had was 2 oranges. But I don't know. It's just you get into some kind of time warp when you're walking around.
Yeah, it's
all
terrible.
alone. Mundo, are we still here? Are we still live, Mundo? We're concerned about getting shut off. We don't know why we get shut off.
Oh man,
I think most of it's innocent.
this whole shit, man. Everything we post is just PG-13 like a motherfucker.
I think I may have fixed it though. I think I may have fixed what was going on because I actually don't know. I need to check with Megtooth Sith Sabers to see, because he was getting shut down too, and he's even more. He's actually G-rated, whereas like I only think I am, and I'm cursing every other couple words.
Yeah, but
he
still,
actually is. Well, it makes
Wow.
it makes a difference when YouTube doesn't know whether or not your video is for children, and on the upload defaults, what I did was I changed it to ask every time to definitely not for kids. Because
oh yeah.
that's what I did on my own channel, but this channel wasn't set up that way, and I think that was actually what was doing it, and I kind of figured that out. I think it was like late last night. I figured that out and went in and changed it. I was like looking at certain settings, and I was like, this isn't right, because that means that if I took care of that after the video was made, that's too late. So I had to do it before the video like launches. So we'll see from now on, like if it's corrected now. Because like none of our videos really should be for kids. I mean, I know it's a comic book stream, but at the same time, you'd have to get permission from your parents if you wanted to watch.
Kids, man. None of this is for kids. Get out of here.
This is not something that's like, we never know what we're gonna say, and when we know what we're gonna draw, it's pretty gory. So I definitely abstain from children watching.
All right,
So we checked that off last night. So maybe that won't happen anymore.
it's ridiculous, man.
In a sense, it's probably better that it happens early, like where we can like learn a lesson and fix it if there's a lesson there. But like we said in our other video, it's hard to know what you did when you don't really get a reason. But hopefully, by changing those parameters, they'll no longer be looking for like whatever they were searching for. It's like a bot just doesn't know like the rules of humanity. Like when you like seek and you shall find. Like when you're looking for something, you find it. And that's just a lesson that anyone can take away, but no computer's ever going to learn that lesson, So if a computer is looking for a keyword or a computer's looking for someone to say something, I mean, it'll just happen because you know how many times I'm not saying Siri and the thing opens up on my iPad or something. So it's like the computer is not quite there yet as far as understanding what people are saying, understanding context, you know. And also they're getting a little weird with what's allowed, especially if you don't check off that children not allowed thing or
Yeah.
what's it called? Adult only, I guess it is, or not for, no, it's called not for children. So if you check that off, I think maybe some of that bot stuff goes away, I'm hoping.
Crazy, man.
Because there's so many rules, like you really don't have any idea, and it's kind of changing every day. So all of those videos that your kids might watch, they're really under a lot of like parameters that they have to follow and scrutiny of the robots. So has to be a certain type of content, like literally made for kids. Like that's the idea of that whole COPA thing. It's got to be made for kids if you want it to be displayed to kids, you know.
It's got to be made for kids to be displayed for kids.
But you know, it's getting so hairy because it's just time-wise. So like, let's say you have all these things on Disney Plus, for instance, all these cartoons that were, let's say, made 70 years ago, 60 years ago, 55 years ago, 50 years ago. Times change and people get different ideas of what's acceptable. And the next thing you know, you have Disney going in and washing out things that which they're starting to do. So they've taken movies and they've crossed out girls' butts, and they don't want people in bikinis in the Blue Lagoon movie or whatever anymore. You know, they don't want Kirstie Alley or whoever. They're going in and correcting all this stuff. So even in cartoons, things are going to change as far as like something that was okay in 1978 and displayed for kids is maybe not okay now to display for kids. Like it's like how times can change.
Yeah, man.
You know, you might look at me in 1980 and say like, "Oh, look, perfectly fine individual. I'll sit my kid down next to him and he'll tell a story." And then it's the same story in 2020, you're a total creep. You know, get away from my child. That's probably, you know, you'd have to edit the story a little bit. They don't want you sitting next to their kid in 2020 with that same story.
Makes no sense. Yeah, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay. I wish I had enough money to buy Kevin like a mega birthday gift. His birthday's next month. Imagine the iPad Pro. They got a new iPad Pro. I don't know if Kevin knows about it, but I don't know what the new features of it. Or I got an iPad Pro a couple years ago, but I don't know if they got anything. Like I saw an ad like iPad Pro, new features, new all this stuff. I don't know what's different about it. Pro camera. Oh yeah, this is what I thought it was going to be like. It's going to be like. Let me show you. It's going to be like, what was I going to say? Like they want you to use this instead of a computer. Your next computer is not a computer. You still probably got to buy the pencil for like $100 though. $120 Pro Motion. I don't even think Kevin likes that. He didn't like 60 hertz on my TV. 600 nits brightness. Never heard of that term, nits. I need to find out what that means because brightness, something that I like. I mean, I don't like brightness in an iPad. I like brightness in a lightsaber. Yeah, it doesn't look any different to me, but you know, Kevin's iPad slows down sometimes. The Pro is pretty nice. It's got like 4 speakers. Working sabers. Yeah, it doesn't really say, tech specs. Let's see. Tech specs. You could get it up to 1 terabyte, so I guess that's solid state. 128, 256, 512, or 1T. 11 inch or 12.9 inch. Let's see. A12Z Bionic chip with 64-bit architecture, neural engine, embedded M12 coprocessor. Yeah, I bet you the camera's from the iPad or the iPhone 11 Pro. So then when the iPhone 12 comes out, the camera on this will probably be obsolete. Video recording, 4K. '60 frames per second. I think that's a similar thing that mine does. Yeah, Kev, I was talking about if I had enough money, I'd buy you this iPad Pro for your birthday.
Buy me an iPad Pro?
If I had money. If I was like rich.
I have an iPad Pro.
Yeah, but yours is on the fritz once in a while. So I saw they had an ad today.
No, it's good now. I had no memory left.
Oh, okay.
I
think that's what you were saying.
I got rid of like 30 gigs of stuff. I put it on the hard drive.
They were showing me ads today about the like there's a newer iPad.
I appreciate it though, man. I'll still take it. I mean, I'll take it, bro. I'll take it. Bro, I'll take it. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I'll take it, bro. Yeah, I've been diving into these. You know how I'm always buying books on like different artists?
Yeah.
So I dove into Akira Toriyama. That's the guy that did Dragon Ball. This dude, man. He's insane. I think this dude needs to get more credit than he gets. Like everybody talks about the show. You know, the show is still on and hot and popping. People are still fans, but they don't talk about this artist, man. He's sick. He's sick, bro. Look at this guy. Look
Let
at
me make your screen bigger here.
Akira Toriyama, bro. Look at this.
Sick.
He's riding like it looks like a dragon or something crazy.
It's like a friendly dragon.
And then the machines that he made up were just insane. Can you see that? This is like a motorcycle that.
Oh, it's like an ATST.
It's crazy. He's insane, man. And he has like an endless amount of this stuff. Like it just came out of him. It's nuts. It's nuts. And I know a lot of this stuff looks like extra cartoony and real soft and rounded, but even still, look at this fact. We're talking about like this is 1986. He did this.
Yeah, he was like super ahead of his time with all the looks of things too. I thought
1986, man. I was trying to draw this in like when I was doing graffiti in like '95. Probably like got influenced.
that's like a sweet Toyota Tacoma he's got going on.
That looks like an Amigo. It's crazy. I've been staring at this all day, just bugging out. Like, damn, this dude was doing this in the '80s. Like, by himself.
Give me 1 second, Kev. I'll be right back.
Are you gonna leave me on my phone? This is crazy. Look at this. Look at this. It's sick. It's 1986 too. Insane, man. Dude was the man. He was the man. 1984, he drew a Porsche, a 911. Fire. Fire. Little Goku in there. Little Gohan, rather. Woo. Insane. 1985.
Things are just falling down all around me.
That's a long time ago, man.
Seriously is.
1985. Look at this thing. I want one. It's 2020, and I still want one.
Isn't that like the last time that gas prices were as low as they are today?
Oh yeah, gas is like $1.60 by me or something like that. It's crazy. Every day, my neighbor tells me he filled his car with $18. Yo, I filled my car for $18. I was on fumes. I'm like, yo, you told me this yesterday. You're filling it every day for $18? Where you going? Look, this is fire.
I like that type of bike, and we drew that type of bike. Well, actually, I think you had just left the project, but I did a page that had a bike like that in Sumeria, in Legend of Sumeria. Do you remember that page? Were you there for that page?
I don't remember that.
It's like Jack was on it, and he kicked Bruce, or I think Bruce fell off the back of it.
No, I don't remember that. Oh, I still watch it too. I ain't gonna lie. I still watch. Let me tell you something. I'm still the kid I was. Like I'd never really fully grown up. The most grown up thing I did was start having sex without condoms when I got married. That was the only grown up thing I ever did, man. Other than that, I'm the same old dude.
Oh wow, Mundo, the Evo Flex. Holy, this is sweet. I'll show you.
151 a gallon. Dude, yeah, he winning. He won.
Kev, look at this saber. That's sweet.
Who made that?
Electrum Saber Crafts. I guess it's a hilt you can buy for $350. It's not bad.
The hilt without the blade, and I would like buy a blade from you.
I don't know. I don't know how it comes. I'm just becoming aware of this right now. Mundo just said this is a cool one. Oh yeah, look, you can get like a different chip to put in like for your activation, I guess it would be. This is pretty nice. I like it. I like it a lot. It looks a lot like Graflex Q's. Oh, Kev, look. Look at the light up switches. Isn't that sweet?
It's nice.
Mundo, that's kind of like what you're doing on yours.
I want to see Mundo. Is there any way we can see Mundo?
Wait, see Mundo or see Mundo Saber?
See Mundo Saber.
Yeah, I have pictures of it in my email.
Yo. Yeah, let me tell you something. I definitely I stayed at this one page for a couple of hours, man, because I'm taking like I'm getting some lessons from this dude's speed lines. It's crazy. I'm still on this thing. I can't move past Dragon Ball Z over here. Look at this. Look at these speed lines. Come on.
Oh, that's great. It really looks like he's coming forward. And they did that in the show, too.
Look at the speed lines, bro. It makes it look blurry, but there's not one blurry line. All those lines are legit. You know what I'm saying?
And it's using your perspective point in the center, right?
It's
Is it just
not.
coming out from the center, or it's
Yeah,
something
it's coming out from the
else?
center. Yeah, it's coming out from the center. But it's just you're not really seeing how he did it. It's not coming out fully clear like on camera, but like this little trick he uses, it's insane. It makes it look warped when it's not warped at all. All right, man, I'll put this away. I'll put this away. Crazy. So yeah, I basically went off on tangents because my pen was dead.
Mm.
So
It was charging up, huh?
Yeah, I had to wait a little bit. I had no choice. Oh man. Yo, do you like this green tint on that plate?
What'd you say, Kev?
Are you feeling this this green tint on his plate?
Yeah, because I like how it's like a glow off of the
Yeah, right?
luminescence. Yeah, totally.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, and you know, you could take that however you want it. You could take it up brighter, but at this point, it looks cool. It looks like the Indiglow watches, like what the light coming off of an Indiglow was very faint.
Old school
Yeah.
Capsule. Yo, so Mundo, you still have the series on? You still have the series on your computer? Like you own it? That's crazy. Yo, you know what I started watching from scratch since I've been home, forced to be home. I rewatched the whole Cowboy Bebop.
Whole meaning
Cowboy
what? It's only
Bebop.
one season, or it's more than one season? How many is it?
It's like 4 seasons. It's
Oh,
like
is
a couple
it?
of seasons. Cowboy Bebop, and that was like an early '90s one too. Mayo, incredible, fire. I forgot how. I remember being in college in '95. You know, you get lit up at night, whatever the hell, and it's late night. You're just watching TV, and for some reason, I would always catch that at like midnight or something like that. I'm just staring at the TV, like, what am I watching? And it was crazy. I was like, this is crazy. What the hell am I watching? This is crazy. It was on like Cartoon Network at like 1 in the morning every night. Random. What Kenobi 3 do you recommend? Kenobi 3.
What's Kenobi 3? Like a Kenobi from episode 3?
Yo, so is Mundo like low key a legit sabersmith over here? Because the questions he asked are crazy. I have no idea what you guys are talking
working
about.
on a couple sabers, but I think he literally is wiring up his first or second
No
saber
clue
right
what
now.
you both are talking about sometimes. Oh, yo, did you get that Chinese Star Wars animation series?
Oh yeah, I watched about half of it, and then I was doing work or something, and I didn't finish it. It was absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. I just didn't finish, so I didn't comment on it because I didn't finish watching it yet.
I'm gonna shoot it to Mundo. Matter of fact, I'm gonna shoot it to Mundo right now because it's fire.
Like that type of thing, it wouldn't be licensed. Is that the idea? Like it's just something they just did it? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think, like, in my opinion, I'm not the expert on these Kenobis, but in my opinion, the Roman's props is the one that I think looks really, really nice. And the other one that I was eyeing, but it seemed to be like in production for a really long time. I don't know if it ever came out. The guy that fixes the boards, I told you his name was Michael Houdnell. He's Chewbacca on FX Saber forums, and he's part of a run that he's doing with LDM for that particular Kenobi saber, which looks like that would be the best in the world. I don't know if that came out. I know that people have been waiting for a few years. You could check that out on FX Saber forums. Look for Chewbacca. You could do a search for Chewbacca. He's the one. I think there's probably where would that be on there? I think that would be in the possibly under lightsabers on the Trade Federation. Yeah, Mundo says eventually he'll be as good as space. You'll be better.
Nice.
Yeah, Roman's props is like the one that I've actually held, and I think that's like the highest quality I've ever held. But the one from Chewbacca and LDM on FX Sabers forum looks really great too.
I just sent this to Mundo right now.
Oh yeah, this is great.
This is sick, Mundo. Go check it out.
Kev, are you saying that it's like? Are you thinking that's not a Lucas project, right?
I don't know. I don't think it is. No.
That's just like people took it upon themselves to just do it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I was thinking too.
Definitely.
But that's deep to me. Like that's so deep I could go off for a while about, and I've only seen half of it. It's a 7-minute video. But the idea of what they did there is what I could talk about for hours. How they took, like, see, to me, Star Wars is like a myth. It's a story that, like, George Lucas, this is how I look at it. George Lucas brought to life one vision of that story. But I believe that the real Star Wars story is something that, like, let's say happened, like they say, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It really happened, and what we saw in episode 4, 5, and 6 is a depiction of that reality, of that myth, of that legend. So, Kev, when you show me a video like that with Star Wars, I really feel like with that type of Star Wars, I really feel like that's along the same lines, where it's like taking the idea of a Darth Vader and a Luke Skywalker and all that, but looking at it, I guess, from a different perspective, you know. So instead of like George Lucas showing us, these people are showing us.
You know what? Watching that pointed out to me. Well, I kind of knew it already, but it really made it just a fact to me now that they never used Vader, man. Like, they never used Vader. Like, they needed to use him, like, show him, like, just, like, show him get crazy. They gave us, like, little snippets always. You always want to see him just walk around, and you always want to see more of him, you know what I mean? And they never gave us enough.
I don't know when that was made. I think in the description it said it was actually made a number of years ago, but when I had seen that opening scene, I had thought that they got that idea from Vader from Rogue One.
No, I think they did, didn't they?
Yeah, didn't they? But I thought it said this was a series from a number of years ago that just made its way over. I don't know.
So if this is older than Rogue One
got it from them. Yes, that's true.
The same exact thing.
But yeah, like the way I saw the following scene where Vader busts into the Tantive to assault the troopers like he did in the actual movie, but instead of in the actual movie him, you know, utilizing his lightsaber all expertly, he let the troopers do it. In the cartoon here, he's doing it, right?
Yeah, it was sick. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I can't lie. I was loving it.
You know what made me stop for a second, though? And this is just this invasive topic that you can't get off your mind. That's, you know, but it struck me for a half a second when I was watching that opening scene. The Tantive 4 rebel troopers were wearing what looked to be healthcare worker masks. I was like, it caught me for a second. I was like, they don't have those masks normally. But then it was like, you know, action. you only get to see it for half a second. But I was like, that's a weird
It's just where your head
coincidence.
is at. Your head is at.
Yeah. It's just a coincidence that, like, oh, now I'm always thinking about these masks. All of a sudden, they put these masks on all these troopers here.
Yeah, I got to show you these the paintings I sold, man. I can't believe they sold, bro. I'm bugging.
Yeah, show me.
So
Are these ones that you have in your home, or they're at the location?
Well, they were sitting in separate places. So like, I was supposed to be in a show, and the show got canceled because of everything that went on.
Oh, right.
And so they put it up digitally, but it hasn't opened yet. So one of the people who I don't even, it's in a municipal building. So like one of like the city, I don't know who this guy is, but he saw it. He had like early access. He saw the piece and he bought it before the show even opened.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
So it's this one. He bought this one here.
Wow. I wonder if he got it for somebody special for him, or if he,
I don't know, but
that's incredible.
The woman called me and told me that he just like he would always come to see it, like visit the painting, like yo.
Wow.
Like, and then one day he just pulled the trigger. He was like, you know what? I need to get this. I need to just.
Wow, Kev, that's a great feeling. Leave it up for a second. Leave it up there for a second. This is the finished one?
This is it, yeah.
That's fantastic, dude.
This is it.
Wow. This is great.
So there was another painting I did that kind of looked like this. Remember I kept showing you the stages of it? It looks real similar to this. But it had like flowers around it.
It was this exact painting, or that was like a lead up to it?
It's like a derivative of that painting where I made this one a little more city. Like I call this one City Girl, where the other one was called Happy.
Right. Yeah, I could picture the other one exactly. Yep.
But this one looks real gritty and city compared to the other one that looks like really like serene almost. You know what I mean? Like, and that one sold too. That one sold as well. That's this one over here. Well, these both sold actually.
Oh, beautiful.
Where's the bad?
Is this one that of a famous person on the right?
Low res picture. Let me see if I got a higher res picture over here. This one here. This one sold as well. But this is like the more serious version of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this one,
although you say serious, but this one is she's smiling a little bit in this one.
I mean, as far as technique goes, where like I feel like this one is more painterly, where the other one is more like it's more gritty. It's more
like more like graffiti.
Yeah. In comparison, like this looks crazy. This looks so clean and it looks almost like clean and peaceful. Where the other one is more turbulent. You know what I mean?
So this here is both.
And this one is so much more turbulent.
Are acrylic painting?
It's all mixed media, acrylic, oil stick, all types of stuff. And then I had somebody buy the Ella Fitzgerald, not the Ella Fitzgerald piece, the this piece here, Billie Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So she bought this, and then she wants a commission as well for Miles Davis.
Wow.
So I gotta do a Miles Davis to match this piece.
That's gonna be fun though.
It's gonna be cool.
How big is this piece?
This is 48 by 36.
Will you do the Miles Davis exactly the same? Is that what they asked for?
Yeah, the same thing, same exact size. So I gotta order with Michael's in Freehold, and I gotta go like pick it up curbside. You know what I mean?
What do you mean, like the actual blank canvas?
Yeah, all my supplies. I'm gonna go there and they'll just have it on a curb ready for me.
I'm gonna run it over first.
Ain't that crazy?
I'm gonna get there first. What time you going? 11. I'll be there 10:45. I'm gonna run it over. It's gonna be called the Curb Stomp Delivery. Monroy Davies sends his regards.
Monroy Davies. Yeah, we gotta. Damn, we can't even show those drawings, man. I need to show those drawings.
Maybe you gotta flip through it like low res one day on a video.
Once I get access to it.
If you did like a 3-minute video flipping through that and just laughing.
Hilarious. Damn, what's the other ones, man? I thought I shared the other ones. Oh, and then this one here, this is going to I actually gotta do a video about this one tomorrow.
That's very recent.
Yeah, I just finished this one. It didn't sell yet, but we're banking that this one's gonna sell quick.
What's the image at the top? It's a little crown. Is that your
It's,
icon?
it's gold leaf. It's a gold leaf crown. It's kind of me paying homage to Basquiat.
That looks wild. I love the stripes on the Statue of Liberty's face. That looks
It
crazy.
looks crazy. Yeah, it looks crazy. It looks nuts. And you know, all I ever write is like I'm writing ever. I write New York. There's a cause in there. Like this right here, like the black is a KOS cause. The pink is an NY bubble letters that got covered over. It's always like you see a BK in green. So yeah,
I'm so
man.
glad,
It's like
I'm so glad you show these paintings.
Yeah, man, it's pretty wild. This looks nuts when you see it in person. You know how it always looks crazy in person when you can like really study like the strokes.
I was actually thinking about this a lot today about like taking a photograph of a painting, and I was just thinking about like the disappointment that only the painter feels, because like we don't know what their difference is in person, but you do. So there's always going to be this thing where like this photo is not showing it all, right? Like this photo is not doing it justice.
I think you can kind of tell with this photo though. With this photo here,
it's very good. It's very good. Like to us, it's great.
Yeah, you can see the strokes though. Like you can see like where all the. I think you can make out the strokes.
Yeah, well, the strokes and the technique and stuff in the graffiti swiping across the face is hard to. It's like it looks. What's the right word? You know, like it looks like a very crisp and clean. You know, very saturated too. Like that. I bet you in person it's probably even more so, but the picture really has it bright and it looks great.
No, it's bright as hell in person. Because the whole canvas was spray painted, and then I painted white over it.
Oh, how big is this one?
This is 30 by 40.
That's one of my favorites right there.
This one is cool. This one is nuts. This one is nuts. That one is nuts.
How cool. Difficult must it be to get the Statue of Liberty just right too? Because that really looks proper for Statue of Liberty.
It was yeah, man.
It must be easy for you, but I'm just saying.
No, hell no. I cried.
Made it look easy.
Every painting I do, I get to a point where I'm telling myself I suck. I'm like, oh fuck, I suck. I can't do it. And I just keep working on it. Then it comes to that point where you turn the corner, and you're like, oh, this is pretty good.
Oh, so at least you get to that point where you're like accepting of it.
You always hit that point where you're like, yo, I'm trash. Like, why do I even do this? This is garbage. It's not matching the image in my head. Blah 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 blah. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Then you just keep going until it works. Oh man, I appreciate that, Mundo. I hope so.
Yeah, Kevin had a few, and he had this one big one like lined up, but then the whole thing kind of shut that down. But you were artist of the month at one spot for February, so that lasted, right?
That was real nice, man.
Then you were an artist of the month in March, but that must have got cut short.
I got cut off. Pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. It's been pretty wild. Pretty wild. It's been fun though. So yeah, I gotta make this whole video tomorrow, man. It's gonna be nuts. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
Doesn't have to be crazy long, but it just might take a while to get it right.
But it has to be good, you know what I mean? Because like they're gonna feature other artists, and I you know me, I'm competitive. I want my video to be top 3.
All right. Well, I think you actually have a one up on the other people because you do videos already. So there might be some people that like just paint that don't do videos. They don't know how to do it. But you're so loose. Like when you were talking the other night on the video, is very from the heart. So I think if you just like be loose, be you, then it's just gonna be a win.
I was watching that video today. I was rolling because because like you see me talking about the drawing. You know, I know once I start talking about, so I get hyped. So I was getting hyped. Now I look up, you see my face, like look up, and I saw live, and I was like, "You started?"
Because you had a whole nother plan of how you want. You were like, I'm going to start by saying help. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you could totally tell that you just wanted to say help. And as soon as you knew we were live, you're like, help.
Yeah, man. So,
and I was going to tell you, you're saying your shoulder hurts, but I think you threw your arms over your head too.
Yeah, my arms are killing me today. But I heard you say, yo, I want to start. I heard you say you wanted to start it while I was ranting about, you know, the drawings. But I was like, he's not gonna hit live. He's not gonna hit it. He's just gonna wait. I figured you just wait, but you didn't. You didn't wait.
Because I like that candid talk about the drawing, and that's really what I know. That wasn't that video, but still, that is what we do. So
what we do, yeah, what we do. Appreciate it, Mundo. Appreciate you, broskies. It's wild, man. It's wild.
Yeah, it's kind of we've like mentioned that before about unfortunately it kind of comes with doing art for some reason that I don't know that feeling comes with it. I don't know why. I don't know why
I
it
always
does.
gotta remind people that Van Gogh died thinking he was trash.
That's sad.
Van Gogh. Ain't that crazy? Like he was gonna be the next up and coming like painter. He was, but you know,
it was only just beginning for him.
Yeah, but he thought he wasn't good. But like, that's insane. That's insane. Insanity.
And I mean, kind of, yeah. I mean, it goes along with that thought process or how he got there. But the sad part too is, you remember from the movie we watched, it's like he couldn't even afford the paints, and he was even putting his brother's family out by his brother having to buy the paints, and then the brother's family would be like hungry or whatever, or like wondering where that money is, and then he's like, oh, I'm buying his paints. So that's a very sad situation that like he couldn't even but you know, the brother believed in it, I guess to an extent, that he was purchasing those supplies for him. But it was getting to a point where I think even in the movie, remember, they were depicting it like it was nearing its end.
Anymore. It's crazy. And then Renoir, I think what kept him afloat was Renoir. Renoir was like the man of the hour, and he was like, yo, he kept going to him like, yo, you are great, like keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was bored.
Yeah.
Like imagine Jim Lee coming to check you out, like, yo, this comic is amazing, keep going. Like you would keep going, you would go stupid hard, you know what I'm saying? That's how I picture it happening for him, right? Because wasn't the time of Van Gogh like Renoir was already established, like he was already like super popular?
It was probably just a number of years before. It was like all around the same time, right?
But I think Renoir was already established though. Like when like Van Gogh wasn't, he just wasn't really on the scene yet. I mean, he was around, you know, around like Toulouse-Lautrec and all them, you know, drinking the absinthe and all that stuff, watching the Can Girls and all that, but he just wasn't a popular name worldwide yet. People weren't buying his paintings like that. Crazy. Dynamic duo. Yeah, boy. This sounds eerie as hell. Ah, come on. Yeah, remember when I couldn't do this that night? I just couldn't get the selection for nothing.
It that thing passed, or you figured it out? That situation passed?
I don't know what was going on that night, because I woke up the next morning and I did it first time. So I was like, what is? I don't know what.
I think you
going
even
on.
said you're like, I got to go to sleep because this won't happen in the morning.
I was like, yeah, listen, I can't get this. I can't get this simple thing to happen, and I felt like maybe I was just tired. I might have been right. I don't even know. To this day, I don't know. I woke up, and that's the first thing I did when I woke up, and it just happened.
It was the second thing you did.
What was the first thing I did?
It was the second thing you did.
Well, I'm saying, but what was the first thing?
Oh, what was the first?
Yeah.
Tugging on your monkey.
Yeah, it's definitely in for kids, right? Yo, did you ever watch It, the second part?
Yeah, it was awful.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was
It's on
terrible.
right now.
Oh, it was terrible.
Meaning like just hard to watch?
Like not up to the standard of what it really should have been. It was
No, I thought it
nothing
was
like
amazing.
what it should have been. Oh, it was a
Amazing.
letdown and a half.
Oh,
What
no,
was
you gotta
what was like
revisit.
nice about it to you?
You gotta revisit.
What was good about it?
I thought the whole movie was good.
Really?
I thought the characters were great. I thought the acting was on point. I thought the casting was perfect. The casting.
I went to see it in the theater too. Wasn't I?
Yeah, you gotta rewatch it. You gotta rewatch it. Who were you with? You were with somebody that hated it or something?
No, I was with Danny. I don't remember what he thought of it.
You're like, it's crazy, man. Like you were born and raised in Jersey, but you have like a New Yorker attitude where like you react with hatred first.
I'm a hater.
But that's like a real New Yorker thing.
Well,
you know
you have
what
to
I'm
do a lot to impress a New Yorker. You have
saying?
to do
Nah,
a
man.
lot.
But yo, this is
Like we're not going to be impressed with just like you know you throw a couple actors together and then they're gonna shoot it in between their other bigger movies, and then we're supposed to believe that this is better than the 1985 version. I just don't think it was that much better.
Oh, it was good. It was good.
It was just newer.
No, it was good, man. It was. I think it was much better. I think it was much better. Much better.
I think I remember thinking, I don't remember like the details of why, but I remember thinking that there was like missed opportunities coming out of the theater.
Like for what though?
Like for like that's the details I don't recall, but I probably had some great points if I was just walking out of the theater.
Nah, man. I think you got to revisit. You got to revisit. You got to revisit, sir. Yo, Mundo, did you watch It Part 2? We need another opinion here to settle the score. Because I think he's bugging.
You got to raise your standards. Forget about It. Go watch Peaky Blinders. This turned out to be one of the best shows ever made. I would say in the top 5 best shows ever made.
No,
Peaky Blinders.
I don't know. I got to revisit that. I got bored with
it. In a class way beyond It. It is like nothing compared to Peaky Blinders.
I got bored with Peaky Blinders, man. I was like, oh, I can't watch this anymore.
There's certain things that like led to a crescendo of emotion for me in Peaky Blinders.
A crescendo of emotion.
It was amazing. And the music helped. And the actors were fantastic.
I didn't watch it yet.
Super talented.
Peaky Blinders stuff. No, I don't know. I'm joking. I don't know. I was like over it.
I think you have to be in the right frame of mind for any show. Like for instance, if I wasn't in the mood for like a sword type of thing that had like low technology, like medieval stuff going on, I might not be into Game of Thrones until I was ready for like some kind of sword spear show with people getting killed a lot and stuff. Then I, with the Peaky Blinders thing, the name turned me off for a while. I was thinking, maybe I wasn't into watching a Godfather-esque period piece about gangsters
No, you
in
know what turned me off?
Birmingham.
Honestly? What turned me off, and it's just real stupid, but I know it's based on a gang that would keep razors in the brim of their hat, and then they'd take the hats off and slap you with it.
And they would kind of slice your eyeballs a little bit and try to blind you with their hat.
That's what they did. They should be doing this all the time, and I had to wait so long to see that once. And I was like, come on, man! Like this gang was doing this every day, like to people. Like, what are you doing? It's like you know.
I looked at it as a last resort when I saw them do it. It was like they were surrounded by, let's say, 6 people, and there's only 2 of them, so one of them slashes somebody with their hat. That's kind of, I saw it as like a last resort. I didn't see it as...
That's garbage, because the gang mentality, if my gang is to like you know, punch you through my hat, like there was a thing called Ed Norton growing up, right? Like it's what, like you were nervous. I think I told you this before. Like if you're talking to me and I'm about to punch you, I'm about to hit whatever, I start fidgeting a lot. Listen, man, I don't want no problems, this and that, blah blah. And I start talking to you with my hat. I don't want problem, blah blah. And I kind of like blind you with my hat, and I punch you through it. Boom! I punch you through it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if that was
That's the same thing, really. That's the same thing. Although they're like looking to blind you.
Yeah. So like, if that's my gang's thing, like I'm doing it all the time because I take pride in that. That's my gang. My gang does that.
But let me tell you, it's like you don't want to wear that out either. There's one point in one of the episodes where a big event happens where it hurts the main characters a lot.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
And he actually tells one of the other characters, he says, "Listen, we got hurt bad by this. Take his eyes." So
yeah.
it becomes, and then your heart sinks as a viewer. Like if they were doing it on a daily basis, you wouldn't think of it such a harsh punishment for somebody in the show. But when it's done rarely, I think it's more powerful. It's like curse words.
But I'm talking about like it's like every fight that breaks out, they should be taking off their hats. Like, you know, it doesn't have to happen, but like I'm a Peaky Blinder. If you find me, I'm taking off my hat to get ready to swing it at you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I also think the way that they looked at fights were different. They were getting into fights like very, very often. I think if they went and blinded people every time they fought, it would be too much blinding.
No, but that's what they did. They hit you with the razor in their grill. That's what they did. That's like the plug uglies. There's there was in like 5 Points, like Gangs of New York. I think I might be wrong, but I think it was like the Irish gang. They called themselves the Plug Uglies, and they would get bowler hats and stuff it. They would stuff their bowler hats with like steel wool and a bunch of stuff. So like if you try to hit them in the head, they'll be safe. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So like that's like having a show about the Plug Uglies, and then never show them deal with their hats. That was their whole shtick. That was their whole thing.
I also saw it as, I mean, you have a point there, but I think
it was real life.
I think a counterpoint is that if you're looking for violence in this show, you're not gonna have a hard time finding it.
I know. I saw the first season.
Yeah, and the whole thing as well with the gang doing the blinding. In actuality, I mean, by the time I really think about it, I think that there was only like, as far as I saw, there's like 3 or 5 members of the Peaky Blinders, like in the show. I mean, I just see it as like there's like 3 brothers, and maybe there's a couple other dudes that are like Peaky Blinders, but that's it. It's like such a small group. I don't know. I think there was enough violence that it sufficed for sure. And it was the type that I love, where it's just very, very clever. Like it was more about the intelligence than what was actually like it was more about how things happened, I think. Like it's a very unique show where you really have to be paying attention to the stuff that is said, because they have plans that unfold, and sometimes there's something that appears to be one thing but is really another, and if you were like listening, you know that like this part of the plan looks like we're doing this, but in actuality we're doing this. You know, it's all that type of stuff, and then mixed in with all that, it's like gypsy magic and stuff, and they allude to that a little bit, where some characters might have a little bit of foresight or a little bit of gypsy magic. So
I remember a woman that was like, was she a prostitute? That kind of like, he was like giving her some like, he kind of like made her a partner in some ways. No, am I remembering this wrong?
Yeah, like there's a bunch of characters like that actually. Like so there's a character named Lizzie who's like a former prostitute that he employs like at first as like his secretary, and then later on she becomes like more important.
Yeah, early on, like season 1.
Probably. I don't, since I just finished season 5 a few days ago, I don't 100% recall like season 1. I would benefit like to go back and watch, because I think it'd be like Game of Thrones, where I would see in the rewatch, I would probably see characters that I didn't think appeared that early but did. You know what I mean? And another cool aspect of the show is like every time another season comes around, season 1 is like separate from season 2 for a couple years. And season 3 is like a couple years later, and season 4 is a couple years later still, and then season 5 is a couple years later still. So you really get this time span of seeing a lot of the characters like their whole life. It's pretty cool.
So yeah, I gotta revisit it.
I was telling my friend John to go after watching this, you know, and he rarely watches anything, but I was like, this might be something for you. This might be something that you might want to check out. So he was going to get his girlfriend's Netflix. Like that's how he doesn't watch anything. He doesn't even care about Netflix or anything. But I said, listen, you know, get her Netflix and check out this show. The only thing that I sensed as being goofy in it, were a little bit weird, was in season 3, I think it was. They had they brought in like the Italian mafia as the bad guys that were, you know, against these Peaky Blinders. And it kind of ran through the entire season that it was Adrian Brody was like the leader of these guys. And he was the only thing I sensed that, I don't know if it's because I'm Italian, because I'm from New Jersey, and I wasn't alive in 1920, so maybe they did talk like that. But to me, Adrian Brody was doing a little bit too heavy Italian, like almost like what me and you do, Kevin. We're making fun of it. You know, it was like, hey, oh, it was like really, really like that. I was like, well, it could have been like that. It could have been, but it looks like you're hamming it up a little bit. You know, it doesn't have to be so heavy. I mean, I know it's not supposed to be 1922 and you're supposed to be from New York, but like Adrian Brody, you can just like lay off a little bit on that. But that was the only thing that kind of took me out of it for at all a little bit, where any problem at all. That was like the only little thing where I was like, even that character's father, Adrian Brody's father in the show, reminded me just of my grandfather, looked just like my grandfather. I was like, that dude really looks Italian, and he really sounds Italian. But then when they got to the son, who's Adrian Brody, I was like, oh, this a little bit less so. You know what I mean? A little bit less so with Adrian Brody. But
on Adrian Brody. Let's say, do you guys try to come up with scenarios for movies that would have upped the ante and make them? Oh, that's 90% of our talk.
Yeah, we're kind of addicted to like fixing stuff. I always got fixes for stuff.
Yeah, we always talk about that. Like, why didn't they do this?
Yeah, like I always got a little bit mad about like Man of Steel. Of course, I was mad about certain Star Wars movies that came out recently. I would always be telling Kevin about what I thought they should have done with Luke Skywalker, what I thought they should have done with Superman and different, you know, Batman v Superman was another one. What a missed opportunity, and such a very weak climax, you know, to come out with and say, Martha. You know, as
your mom's name is Martha.
it's just so weak. What a weak scenario to base your climax on your movie. A Batman v Superman movie that, if that movie came out in 1989, do you guys know the kind of spectacle that we would have seen? We would have seen something that would have just, you'd still be watching it.
Yo, they should have just went with the anime where he hit him with a nuke. Remember that?
Hit him with a nuke. You mean like when he was fighting Doomsday or something in one of those animations?
In the anime, it was Batman versus Superman anime. Remember, Batman came out with a suit, the same thing. And he plugged into like the city's like electricity grid. It was crazy, and you're like, "What is this dude doing?" And then he like hit Superman with a nuke. Like he hit him with a nuke. It was all messed up and like skinny and crazy and dying.
Yes. Oh, whoa! That was Batman who did that to him.
Yeah, wasn't that? That was Batman, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't remember what did that to him, but I do remember that animation when he was like floating out there and the sun kind of brought him back to life. But he was never really right. Dude, for like a year, he wasn't right. You remember?
Batman did that to him. Batman did that to him. Remember, Batman was old. Like, he was old at this point.
Right.
We spoke about this for a while. You told me about it, matter of fact, and I was like, what are you talking
But wasn't
about?
it was based off of a comic. They just animated one of those comics that we had read, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't it based off a comic? Yeah, so this is an animation that came out maybe less than 5 years ago, right?
No, it's probably more than 5 years ago.
Really?
My kids are 5 already.
Maybe before that?
Yeah, it was definitely before that. And then after that, I went off. I went because I wasn't really watching those DC animations. I wasn't watching them. I was like, I don't care. But then once I saw that, I was like, what? Then I watched Flashpoint. Then I watched.
Oh yeah.
I went and watched all of them. The Red Hood, everything. I went crazy, and I was like, yo, DC's strength is in their animation. They kill it. They kill it with those.
Yeah, believe me, I got way better ideas for what should have happened with Star Wars, and I think anybody could have come up with a better idea for what happened in Batman v Superman.
Well, they had it done already. So I don't know why they keep rewriting things. It's stupid.
Everyone thinks that they know better.
It's like one day they're gonna remake the Wizard of Oz and change it. Like why?
Yeah, like I think I figured it out though. It's everyone's ego is so large. Like no one can take a project and honor the project. Like when you take somebody like George Lucas's teacher that did The Empire Strikes Back. Can you recall the name? Irving Kershner.
He beast it. Hold on. George Lucas's teacher did Empire, and Empire's my favorite.
Yeah, it's everyone's favorite, right? George Lucas's teacher, Irving Kershner, did that. And if you look at some of the other like best movies made around that time, like and before, you'll see that like Irving Kershner had something to do. He's amazing. And even when you fast forward a little bit, 1983, and you got Return of the Jedi, Richard Marquand working on Return of the Jedi, really honored the material. If you give that material to someone in 2019 and 2017 and 2020, they're like, I have to put my stamp on this. Yeah. That's their mentality, rather than like, how do I honor this to make this excellent story an excellent movie? No, they're just like, no, okay, this story, it's in the trash. I'm going to do my own story because this one doesn't say my messages, you know. That's what they would do today.
It's crazy.
Unfortunately, you know, like being lazy like is out. Like if Albatross ever got made into a movie or something like that and me and Kevin didn't take the reins of the movie, it would be a disgusting, I mean, maybe. I hope not. What's that, Kev?
It would be like a perversion of what.
It would be a perversion. Like, we would have to take the reins. You know, it'd be very nice to say, "Oh, let's be lazy. We will go to Hawaii. We'll let the director direct the movie." No. We can't do that because we know that they will just take it. They'll change everything. They'll change everything about it just because of a whim. No reason, no rhyme, just a whim. That's what they do these days.
I heard you say just because of a whim, and it reminded me of Wim Hof. And my wife is telling me some stuff about like some breathing techniques they're doing now to kind of like help with what's going on. And it's like it's straight Wim Hof. It is
Wim Hof.
It's not. They're not saying, "Oh, use the Wim Hof method." They're not saying that, but they're basically doing what he tells you to do.
Right.
You take deep breaths, inhale, exhale.
Like, did you see the J.K. Rowling article from about a month ago?
No.
J.K. Rowling thinks that she had this, but she never got tested. But her husband works in the as a doctor. He's like some kind of doctor, and he told her about this breathing technique that you're talking about, and she said it helped her immensely. So she had made some kind of news article or some kind of announcement about this for people to look into this. This was 3 or 4 weeks ago. Maybe that's one of the places that it kind of originated was from from there. I don't know, but
should have been Wim Hof, man. So he tells you to take inhale, fill your lungs, exhale, hold it. You know what I'm saying? And that's like what they're telling you to do now. I'm like, yo, this is straight Wim Hof.
Well, also it's something to do before you get this, because to expand the capacity
doing it every day.
Yeah, like this is something to prepare, and I think you were saying it's something they tell the patients to do.
No,
I think it's something you do beforehand.
They don't tell patients to do it. They're telling you to do it. Like they tell nurses, do this every day.
Oh, I see.
Like in case you get sick.
Well, that also ties into another thing that they found a week or two ago, that early on they were finding that it didn't really matter who was kind of hit by it, or at least they had some stories that, like, oh, this fitness instructor who's 26 years old, they died. This other person who did marathons, they're very sick. So early on, it didn't seem to be matter if you were like working out all the time or not. But now it's starting to come out that, like, this thing, what you're saying, Kev, it also relates to aerobic workouts. So like someone who's doing aerobic workouts is basically in a motion state or like an action state of this breathing technique that they're telling your wife to do, at rest, basically. So people that do that exercise or do those breathing techniques should actually have a better chance, like if they were to contract something, to like bypass it entirely without too many symptoms, or get through it without going into that to the level of needing the assistance with the oxygen and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Which, I mean, is common sense. That's why it's strange that early on they were kind of saying, news stories were being brought up that, like, oh, these very healthy people are in dire straits here. It doesn't matter what you've done. But, now people have come to their senses a little bit, done some studies, I guess, or enough people have contracted it to say, like, listen, I guess the people that are healthier to start are a lot better off, which they've, by saying from like by saying from the start that what's it called, at risk factor people or whatever, like that basically says both statements. When you say, like, if your health is at risk, then you're more at risk for this. It also says, without saying it, if you're healthy, you're better off. But that kind of goes without saying. It kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? I don't know.
Hell yeah, it goes without saying. Hell yeah. Yo, how funny was that message, bro? About this page layout.
What? I don't remember.
When I was like, yo, man, I'm loving this page layout.
Oh, yeah. Turns out it was yours.
It's mine. No wonder. What an asshole.
That's good. See, normally you don't get to experience that feeling, because your natural state is to, like you said before, kind of harp on your work, or to kind of say, it's maybe it needs to, you can change it or something. But when you saw it and you love it and you're like, wow, this is good. Who did this? Oh, me? Oh, okay. Normally I don't feel that way.
Yeah, it was funny as hell. Cause we were kind of like both surprised at how fast I blasted through it. We're like, oh, you're going so fast. But I'm like, yo, I went fast. And now I was like, yo, I didn't have to think about nothing. I love it, blah, blah, blah. And then that same night, I'm like, wait, this is the page I laid out.
Primo layout. Kudos to whoever laid this out. Ooh,
Oh,
moi.
kudos to you, bro. I was cracking up by myself, man. Like, oh, what a jerk. I was so hyped. I mean, I was so excited about it that the next day I woke up and I'm like, oh, I got to get something. I got to keep going with this page. The page is calling me.
There's certain pages too that I mean, I think any of the pages color just really changes it, and this is a great example of one of the ones that really changes it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Love sparkles like that.
You need them everywhere. Necessary.
Look at my sweet like inking set that I've set up here.
Oh, nice. Did you swap stuff in and out?
Like I have some Copic pens.
Copic
I
pens
got
are
some
sick.
Faber-Castell and some random brush pens that you have
Oh,
made.
you know I love my pen roll to death.
But isn't this nice too? Yeah, I think your pen roll beats this, but this is cool.
Nah, not necessarily. That's pretty sick. I don't have any Copic pens. The Copic pens are crazy. Y'all started I started doing like more arms and stuff as far as like breaking them down.
Arms.
Yeah, man, it's hard, bro. It's hard.
Arms.
I started doing more arms. It is difficult, man. It is a good arm. It's some good arm.
Mundo says you're in beast mode right now.
Beast mode. Look at these arms, yo.
Oh, let me get your screen up here.
Look, I'm trying to break.
Oh, nice. There you go. Like chords.
Yeah, it's tough.
That looks great. That's new.
Yeah, with the radish head for the soldier for the shoulder.
Nice.
Yeah, you gotta I gotta send you some pages from that book I bought. Well, it's a magazine. But it's pretty wild. Pretty sick.
Also, look for if you have them on your phone. I can't seem to find them. Like the thumbnails, or if you have them in paper that you could send me.
How many did I do? I only did like 4 or
You
5.
did like 5, and I have 3. We did 3 out of the 5. I'll show. Oh no, I have
Maybe
the
I
book
have
in the
one
other
more?
room. I have the book in the other room. I think it was basically what we were calling page 18 and 19 is what I'm missing.
See if I have them here.
I don't know if they were digital. I thought you drew them out, but
No, I know. Yeah, I know. But I might have the photo of them. Yeah. Oh, I only got 3.
I thought you had 3, and then you did 2 more. I thought like you had 3.
I have 17 here.
What does that look like? Can you hold it? Oh, is that? Let me see that.
It's real loose. Remember
Okay, I
talking
think
about,
I need this one. Do I have this one?
I was talking about like showing like a time lapse, like breaking up the same scene.
All right,
And
I
having
got
it-
it now. I could. Yeah, I do remember us talking about this for sure. And you don't need to send me because I could just like take a photo of this or whatever. But
Oh, nice.
was there one after that, or that's? I thought you went up to
Um,
19.
That might have been it. Because this is the one I'm doing now, which is pretty cool to see how you changed
Yeah.
it, like how you like adapted it. Pretty dope. Look how loose it is too. It's pretty funny.
But it's loose but tight though.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
Like I really feel like we could have used this for the page.
we
I
do
think
this
that's
one?
what a good thumbnail is, right?
Did you do this one yet with that rat one? I didn't do that one yet, right? Did you send me
Yeah,
that?
I have sent it to you. Did you see it? Want me to grab it and show you?
Yeah, that'd be dope. These were fun, man. These were fun. Yeah, you know what freaked me out, Ed? My daughter got this little pad. Did you walk away?
I'm just not looking at the screen.
So my daughter got this little pad, right? And I used to have a clothing line back in like 05, 06, this and that. And I'm like, yo, why are you drawing these dogs with like such big ears? And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm making t-shirts.
What?
I was like, what? I was like, you're making look, she's making t-shirts.
Oh, that's so cool.
I was
She
like,
must
you're
have
making-
seen something online like that.
I was like, you're making t-shirts. This is amazing. Look, she got little long sleeves over here. Look, I'm like, what are you doing? It was the best, man. It was the best. The best.
Do you remember this page?
Oh yeah. Yep. You went crazy with the ceiling. You went ridiculous with the ceiling.
And then I think there's that. Yeah, the lizards.
Yeah,
up
yep.
there.
I really remember you doing that. Yeah, all right, we're good. I want to do that one next.
Yeah, I think
after this is the page after.
this would be a good. This is like the page I think before the one you're doing, or maybe right after. I don't know.
I think it's the after.
And if you did this one, maybe we could use like the bottom half of it for like some splash art on the Indiegogo or something. I want to add some more, like some more cool art to our website too.
Yeah, she's following her daddy's footsteps.
Yeah.
Crazy. It was
Both
crazy.
his kids are like
But what
they
was crazy
somehow.
was that they don't know that. They don't know that I had a
No,
clone.
but ever since they were talking and stuff, they always like clairvoyantly copied stuff that you did, didn't they? Like there's always stuff that was so similar.
Yeah, they're funny. They're funny kids. Yeah, they're funny kids.
So what do you think of this new image of Burkita here? I didn't put any
Like-
clothes on there, but
Like it. Like it. Yeah, I might give myself a tattoo tomorrow, man.
of what?
Not tomorrow. Maybe Friday. I don't know. I got this Buddha. Yeah, you know what's funny? This is some quick like head sketches of what I thought Nika could look like. And this is old. This is maybe 4 years old. Look.
I think I remember that. I like those. I like the top left one, is probably my favorite, but the one that's the most Nika-like is the right one. The one on the
Look at
right.
that one.
The one on the bottom left looks like he's like Ken from Street Fighter.
Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Let's take a look at what you did tonight. Zoom in a little bit on that and your iPad, and we'll talk about it for a second. So that's pretty cool to see the thumbnail from a couple minutes ago that you did probably a couple months ago to this, which is the almost completed page.
Almost done. This is my favorite part right here, to tell you the truth.
That's cool. Well, do you know the reason why I faced the hand to the right? I don't know if I told you when I did it, but the reason why I faced the hand to the right side and you had the hand, the other hand was because I wanted to lead the eye like off the page here.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
So I like this one. This one kind of follows these two friends as they are having this discussion, and we get to see a little bit about their friendship.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Like I always say too, like it's gonna be way different when we have the word bubbles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I feel like that's the last step, though.
Like yeah, you're gonna have that there. You know what I mean? You're gonna have that. You're gonna have this. It's gonna be here.
At least, like, the way I've felt about word bubbles in the past is that they ruin things. Maybe that's because I'm the illustrator, but with ours, since this is fully ours from the front to the back, from the writing to the pencils to the layouts to the inks to the letters, I think that maybe I could change my attitude about word bubbles.
Well, yeah, you get to like put them where you want.
Well, yeah, because we had already planned out where all the word bubbles, we planned out the page, obviously, with the word bubbles in mind, and we left those open spaces for them. But at the same time, by doing the artwork, you're like, oh, you don't want to see the word bubbles. But when you wrote the story, too, maybe the word bubbles are going to be okay, because since I wrote the story, we'll be okay with the word bubbles.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be happy to see the word bubbles, Whereas, like, when the story's not mine and I see the word bubbles coming, I'm like, keep the word bubbles away from here. This is the artwork.
Just adding what I did right now makes it look like a comic book to me.
It does.
It's like, oh, this is a comic. Now it looks official. Yeah, boy. It's official. Look, you put this one here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now it's good to go. Come on, that's amazing.
Looking good. So you got Donovan in the upper right. Are you putting color to the dudes, to Donovan and Dobbs that are walking on the top left?
Yeah,
that's finished?
Yeah, no, I'm putting color to that.
So yeah, a little bit there, a little bit of Donovan needs to be filled in. Dobbs is halfway there. The main panel looks like it's done, and then a little bit on the bottom. So yeah, it's getting there.
Looking nice. Looking good.
I like the Illuminate. Is that what we call it? Illuminate hologram. Looks pretty cool.
This is looking cool. And I kind of want to do the same thing to this too. Like I can't wait to see the word bubbles. I can't wait to see it. You know what I love too? Like I love when you see you see these word bubbles here, whatever, and then they have they kind of mingle with each other.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be one here.
Well, it's like a little math problem when you go to do it. That how you set it up with the speaker
it's
points.
Fun. It's fun. It's fun stuff. Hey, we don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm bugging because I'm doing this over like a live layer, which I shouldn't be. So if the iPad just died right now, I'll have a problem.
Can't get rid of that. Oh no. Yeah, I've had a couple things happen lately on the iPad where I'm like, this is dangerous. I will sometimes rest my hand down. Like last night I drew a full like body armor on a little character, and I had a helmet going and a little mouthpiece, and
Yeah.
I moved my hand in such a way that instead of, I don't know, maybe you could tell me what happened, but my hand rested down on the iPad, and normally what would happen in that situation is I might lose a step because like my hand, it might read it as a two-finger delete, but it read it as something where all that work I had done over the past couple seconds was gone. I don't know. It wasn't just a one-step delete. It was like a 14-step delete. I don't know why I did it.
So yeah, if you rest your hand on it for long, it just keeps deleting it.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
And I'm too dumb to know if there's a forward. Is there a forward?
3. So 2 fingers deletes it. 3 fingers brings it back.
Okay. I got to remember that because I thought you said it to me like 3 times now, and the other night I was like, I think Kevin says something about 3 fingers, but I thought that was for something else. I thought that was for like pulling the image or something.
Yeah. So like 3 fingers. You tap with 3 fingers and you get this little window. Cut, copy and paste. Cut and paste. That comes in handy.
Very good. Very good.
This is gonna be nice, man. I think
So-
the work bubble is gonna be sexy, man.
Yeah.
Word bubbles is where it's at. So you can kind of see like I definitely left this way open for a word bubbles to copy. Whoop, cover that.
Yeah.
Boom. Look at that. That's a page. Wow. It's gonna be nice, man.
Very cool. So then the next video that we do, I think Kevin and I will record a video, probably like an hour-long video of us drawing just like this that we'll post in a couple days. And then we'll be back live next Wednesday night at 9:45, probably around that time, Eastern time, drawing Albatross Junction. We're still going strong on issue number 1. This Kevin just brought up like a little cover concept that he has.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to have a word. What's he going to say?
I can have a word bubble.
Mundo, thanks for always being here when we're doing these shows. It's been fun hanging out with you. I'm actually going to go to the post office tomorrow, one day later than I thought, to send out your little box and a couple other boxes that I got going. So let me know when you receive that. And Kev, we will talk in a couple days. Well, we'll probably talk later and tomorrow, but we will make a video in a couple days. We'll post that. It'll be another drawing video. I don't know if there'll be some other smaller videos that we do before the next live show, but you can keep a lookout for those. You can subscribe here to Comic Book Creation Live, and then get all the news on all the stuff we're doing for this comic book, Albatross Junction. Let me show you the Indiegogo thing one last time. This is a pre-launch on Indiegogo. This is just going to be up here for the next month or two, couple months, to collect some email addresses so that we could send you guys information about when the actual campaign is going to launch. This is just for people to get in on some of these free goodies that we're going to have available to anyone that leaves their email during this pre-launch time, and also purchases the book. When we do the launch campaign, we'll get some special stuff like 1 of 4 posters and trading cards, extra trading cards than just the normal people are going to get for the launch campaign. If you sign up early, you will get extra trading cards and a poster, which will be special for the pre-launch only. So yeah, I think that's it. If you guys look for the link in the description, or just type in Albatross Junction in the search bar on Indiegogo, you will come to our
Please
page.
sign up.
What's that, Kev?
Please sign up.
Please sign up. And we'll be back in a couple days with another live video next week, next Wednesday, and every Wednesday for the foreseeable future, for at least the rest of the year, while we finish this Volume 1 of Albatross Junction, which will be out October 1st, with the actual Indiegogo campaign beginning a couple months before that. So follow us here and you'll get all the info. And as Mundo knows, we take your ideas, we even take your likeness sometimes and put it directly into Albatross.
To me, that's amazing. I love that fact, man. Like I'm gonna draw myself in there someplace.
Yeah, I want to maybe be some kind of Weasley double crosser or something like that. That might be funny. I like the way you draw me. I like the way you draw me, and you have always funny humor about it. Maybe I should draw you, and you should draw me, because it ends up being pretty funny.
Pretty funny.
That's like one of our specialties. Like when I was a kid, I would draw all my friends looking real funny, and if they had a big, ears, I'd make their ears even bigger, and make caricatures of them.
Hell yeah! That's how you gotta do it. Like my whole thing was, if I drew somebody and they didn't get angry, I didn't do it right.
Yeah. I would definitely make sure these kids would get angry. I would have them like fight each other over the drawings too. Like they told me to draw you like this, or they told me you had a big nose, or something. By the end of the day, they'd be fighting because they would see these drawings, and I would say, no, they told me to draw it like this. It wasn't my idea.
I will never do this to you.
That big nose wasn't my idea. They gave me $5 for this. That's why I took a commission.
I love you, bro.
Yeah, Mundo, cameos in the comic are available, and they'll actually be become for sale in the actual Indiegogo campaign, which will start in a couple of months. So if you haven't made it into the comic book and you want to be in the comic book, you'll be able to buy your way in to a character in a future issue. Yes. All right, so follow us. Actually, didn't have the ticker going on today's show, but follow us on the albatross_junction is the Instagram, and also albatrossjunction.com for more information on this comic book.
Yes, sir. Had a good time, man.
Yeah, that was a fun one tonight. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great night, and
Mundo,
be
peace
safe.
out, broski.
Mundo, be safe, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. A painting contest in the comic, an orb painting.
Yeah, that'd be dope.